There was some longest day and shortest night.
Hey everybody, it's time for another gluten-free finds video. So the first item might be obvious, rice cakes. Everybody knows pretty much rice cakes. These are the Quaker rice cakes. These are gluten-free. However, you want to be careful because there are certain ones that are not gluten-free. I will try to find out for you guys and compile a list of which ones are and aren't gluten-free. For now, I am sticking to the plain rice cakes, and you can just put toppings on them. You can go check out my site. I had a recipe for a little kind of like a tuna sandwich with these. You can put peanut butter and jam. You can put pretty much anything you want. It'll take on the taste. So I'm somebody that happens to like these. Adore these. They're called Rice Crisps. I don't know if the company's called Hot Kid or it's a funny little logo. I'll show you guys. Oops. You can find these at the grocery store. They're about $2.99. The rice cakes are probably similar to that. They're often on special. You're going to want to be careful. There are cheaper brands, and I noticed that there is gluten in the cheaper brands, so you want it to really say gluten-free, and as it does here, it says that they're gluten-free. These are delicious. When other people are eating crackers, I'm eating these. They have a nice crunch to them. I'll show you guys what they look like. They're like little discs. These ones are sesame flavored and salt, and you can have these if you make, you know, a guacamole or salsa, gluten-free obviously, but you know, if everybody else is eating like tortilla chips that maybe have flour in them, you want to be careful because they're not always corn-based. You can eat these instead. I went out and I bought a new peanut butter, and I wrote my name on it. So that nobody uses it, or at least if they do use it, they don't double dip in it. This is something that you might want to do if you haven't been thinking about cross-contamination. What happens is, if let's say somebody uses your peanut butter jar and they're dipping their knife in it, putting it on the bread, dipping their knife in it, putting it on the bread, well, the bread crumbs inevitably will get into your jar. So you might want to label it. I put my name on the top, I put my name on the side. I might just come up with a whole label that I'll print, just like warning with like you guys might have read my review on Bob's Red Mill all-purpose flour, which I wasn't too crazy about because it had a grass taste, I found personally, in it. And we discovered yesterday that they came out specifically with a bread mix. So I'm not one to not let people have chances. So I said, okay, they're, you know, they keep, you know, making more Bob Red Mill products. They have like a huge gluten-free section if you want to go check it out. And this is basically what it looks like. If you've seen Bob's Red Mill products, they all pretty much look the same. But this is the homemade wonderful bread mix, gluten-free, wheat-free, dairy-free. So we are going to try that. If you like sushi, if you like, you know, Asian cuisine, or if you like basically anything to do with soy sauce, you're going to be disappointed to find out that soy sauce does have gluten in it, quite a bit of gluten actually. So you're going to want to stop that in your diet, and you're going to want to look out for it if you're going out to the restaurant or any places like that. So instead, what I bought is, I think the label's only in front. Oh, no, it's not. Tamari. Water, organic whole soybean, sea salt, and organic alcohol. So you might want to replace that instead of using soy sauce. And this is Gorilla Munch cereal. So it's a pretty big bag. I can't say that it was cheap because it really wasn't cheap. It was about $6 or $7. But, you know, I'll pay that for a guaranteed cereal. In Canada, I'm having a very difficult time finding a mainstream, non-organic, if you will, cereal that doesn't have gluten in it. I foolishly thought that cornflakes at first when I started not eating gluten, I thought that there was gluten-free, and it is definitely not gluten-free. It has barley in it. So a lot of times you would think like something like Rice Krispies wouldn't, but they do. They also have malt and things like that in their ingredients. So you really want to watch out, and you really probably want to select a product that actually says gluten-free, as does this product here in the corner. So I'm excited. These are basically corn cereal. You can see it there. And what was great at Milo was, which is a Canadian supermarket here, they labeled in front of the cereals which ones were gluten-free, so it was really easy for me to look and find stuff, so really appreciate that. English muffins. That I was very excited about. I found these at Rachel Berry. I've talked about, or Rachel Berry, if you will. I talked about that store before. It's a organic health food store, and that was in the frozen section, obviously. And I had some this morning, and they were really good. I was surprised. They were very light and crunchy. I make sure to really toast my bread when I eat gluten-free products. I find they taste better when they're really toasted, so I toasted it up. I had it with some butter, and this is what they look like. So yeah, I would definitely recommend these. They're very tasty. They didn't have any weird aftertaste. The texture is nice and light and crunchy when you toast it. The only thing that I would recommend to these manufacturers, I would just recommend that they cut let's say the English muffin in half, or they cut the bagel in half, because as you guys know, if you buy gluten-free bread, it's usually in the frozen section, so it stays frozen because it lacks the preservatives and stuff necessary to keep for a long time. And it's really difficult, for me anyway, to just take one out and pop it into the toaster. I can't. I don't own a microwave. I try not to use microwaves at all. If anybody out there is listening, that would be my suggestion, to just slice the products so that when we pop them into the toaster, we can do it like everybody else does. That would be great. Celiac, or if you have a sensitivity, intolerance, or allergy, you might want to look into something that will rebuild the good bacteria in your intestines, just to help you. And I found this. What this essentially is it's called Flora Smart by Renew Life, and basically what it is it's acidophilus. I'll write that out on my blog or under in the information. Acidophilus is basically the bacteria that you find in yogurt and other places. I don't know the exact ingredient definition, but what it does is essentially rebalances the flora bacteria. You have good bacteria and bad bacteria in your intestinal tract, and when you're having problems and digestive problems, usually it's because you have more bad than good. So as we know, gluten affects our digestive tract for those of us who are sensitive to it. So you might want to look into taking something like this. It's not cheap, but I think it's worth it to help build back up your good bacteria and help you feel healthier. So that's something that I've been doing. A lot of products have coatings, or like the gel caps or things like that, that have gluten in them. So you want to make sure. This one says contains no dairy, wheat, gluten, soy, corn, yeast, animal products, additives, or preservatives. So please make sure that you're getting something that is specifically labeled without gluten. I hope you enjoyed my gluten-free finds of the week. Please feel free to leave me suggestions of products that you would like me to try, or products that you guys are using that are your favorites. I think if we all share, you know, on the internet nowadays, we can pretty much get anything that we want. So it's not because you don't have something in your local grocery store that you can't have access to it. So please leave me some comments. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time. Stay healthy, guys. Bye.
There was sun